What is up, folks? Briston Gaming. We are back with another exciting episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Week of the show. Figure out what mods are good for you. And this week we're going to cover some really cool POIs I think you guys are really going to enjoy. But before we jump into anything, I want to say thank you, mod authors. Also, thank you, community members, mod authors. You guys have been killing it. Just so many mods are coming out for Alpha 21. It's kind of crazy. And community members, the support and everything, just you guys are killing it. Thank you so much for that. But now, mods. So the first mod is a mod we covered in Alpha 20. It is the Lazy Modern Home by Lazy Turtle / Surfer AJ98 or 89. I'm sorry. And it's just a fantastic little house that spawns into the world really well. And you could actually turn it into a fully fledged base to where you could even do a horde base with it, or just let it be just like a normal home. And as I've shown off before, it fits really well. I like how, it's got cars, a garage and everything. The only thing I'll say is I kind of wish like alleys and stuff like this that populated with it populated a little bit better, and the driveway side or the garage faced like where the entrance point would be here, roads and stuff, because to me it just seems kind of weird that you would drive through here and then around back to park. But it is really cool though how they've built this, because you've got a functioning downstairs area where you could build a horde base if you chose, and you've even got more area over here to do stuff with as well. And you could put blocks up around the outside of these shrubs and stuff to give yourself some protection and make zombies come in here. Otherwise, you've got just a really cool freaking hangout pad. You've got a little hot tub here you can play around with, cool little fire and stuff, cool little gate. There's a lot that they've done here to just make it really chill as an area you can just hang out in. And then the garage here is perfect once you get it cleaned up as your crafting area. And you can even put in an access point from up top as opposed to having to come down the stairs and around like that or around there. And you can make the upstairs here your normal little living area. It works super well. You come up these stairs here and you've got the entrance. You come inside. Cool little living room. A little kitchen area here. A little bathroom area. Having the little mannequin in there is a nice touch. That's a change from the previous version. And you've got, the dining room. And then this goes into bedroom. And then another bedroom. Come over here so you can actually see. And then we come upstairs. And you come out onto the roof. And you can turn the roof into a easily accessible gyrocopter landing and takeoff area, or even turn it into a roof garden, or have both. You can have, this half over here be for a roof garden and stuff like that, and then this over here be for gyrocopter landing and takeoff. Or you could even put a way up for zombies and make it a horde base. Like this, the way that they've built this house, they've actually made it really easy to customize how you want, and make it so you can do a lot of cool stuff with like having a horde base here, or having it be your normal live-in base. Like they've given you a lot of options of how you want to do it, or you can have it be a complete all-in-one. I typically don't do that, just because if zombies end up destroying my house or my base, my house is gone too. But there's a lot of functionality here that you can make work with this house, and plus it looks really good. I've watched a lot of those Glock 9 flipper episodes and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed those, and I thought this one looked really fantastic. Just the details that they've put into it and made it look like an actual home that, honestly, if this were spawned in on any of the games that I played, I would definitely be living out of this house if I found it. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Next mod is the Forrest Camp by Officer Icy. And this is just a small little POI that can populate out in the woods. It's a tier 1 quest POI. I will say, however, I have not been able to get these to spawn in on normal map generation. I've had to spawn them in myself. So just be aware of that. If you do want to put these into a map, you will have to spawn them in yourselves. But it's kind of nice because, like I said, it's a small little wood POI or little woodland POI. Not super huge, but it does mix up stuff, and it is kind of clever use of assets to, little destroyed wall there. And you could even make this into a little woodland base if you wanted to. It does look kind of nice. It's got a nice little watchtower here. You get up to it there. Little watchtower here. Zombie there. Not a whole lot here. So, like I said, you're not going to be clearing out just an insane amount of zombies or anything like that. But what is here is at least nice enough for a little tier 1 POI for you to have some fun with and turn it into just a small little base, like maybe it's a day 1 base or something like that, depending upon how you spawn it into the world or where you spawn it into the world. And I've enjoyed playing around with it and looking at it. Plus, I like showing off POIs like this because while I do enjoy the larger POIs for the most part, small ones like this are still kind of fun as well, just to see the cleverness of people building stuff. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright folks, so this next mod is the Junkyard by Officer Icy again, and this is another really cool POI that is actually supposed to spawn in the Wasteland. It's a tier 5 POI that I've had a lot of fun going through because there are a lot of zombies and stuff in here. Plus, there's a lot to like creating a maze and stuff with this, just with how the cars and stuff here are, and how you can play around with this if you play with friends, things like that. You guys can actually have a lot of fun. And a little anecdotal story. So when I first tested this out, I tested it by myself and I had some fun with it. But then I brought in Lunabug and a couple other friends and we played tag throughout the POI. And they found stuff that I didn't even find, which I thought was really enjoyable. But it just shows that a big POI like this, you can actually have a lot of fun with it if you're playing by yourself or with friends. It doesn't really matter. But it's big enough to where you're going to have a good time. And since it is a tier 5 POI, you can expect a lot of loot and a lot of zombies. You see there's, plenty of loot in here already. Plenty of cars to wrench, plenty of cars to loot, plenty of zombies to fight. Just, sitting here, see more loot there. Oh. That's the first time I've seen that happen. I'm not sure why that happened, but okay. That's the first time I've seen that happen, but alright. But you see there's loot here. And you can even turn this also into a functioning base because of the amount of metal and concrete and stuff in some of these buildings. You've got, more than enough area here to easily build a horde base separate or have a horde base side by side. And these things actually have a lot of HP as well. So you can use those to section off areas and make a horde base, and you can fight through. Have a lot of fun, rig it up so when the zombies damage these things, it falls down on them and crushes them. But all in all, this is a massive POI that you can have a lot of fun with and a lot of stuff to just be able to explore. And I'm not showing off every inch of it because I feel like that would take away from you guys exploring it yourselves and having some fun with it. But I will show it doesn't go super far underground or anything. Most of it's just the blocks set to build the foundations. So you're not going to have anything like ultra deep below ground that you're going to explore. But it is still a really well put together, really nice base, or however you want to do it, turn it into a home or not. I personally would if, you were basing out of the wasteland because of the amount of room, the materials just here that you can gather and stuff like that. You can easily turn this into a horde base or a home that can withstand a couple of wandering hordes and stuff fairly easily. And you've just got tons of room here, tons of materials, like I've said before countless times. It's really well put together and could easily become a permanent base or at least a base of operations to operate of. But again, it doesn't spawn in easily on its own. I've had to spawn this one in myself, so be mindful of that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the last mod. Alright folks, so this last POI is one that we have shown off a lot. It is also one of the first ones we've played with, one of the ones we had the most fun with. It is the Eden Center Mall by Captain and Mental, and this is a massive tier 5 POI. And of course, the biome you spawn in, or it spawns in, is going to be determining factor if it's a tier 5, tier 6. We're in the desert, and we come up here. You see the skulls behind the day. It actually is a tier 5 POI. It has shown up for infestations, so be mindful of that. You can do an infestation in this thing, and I think this thing is just almost infinitely bigger than the prison and stuff that Glock 9 showed through. that this would be a nightmare and a half to clear, but it would be fun as hell if you were playing it with friends. By myself, I don't think I could do this, but with friends, it would be super fun. And it does have a big footprint above ground. We'll do a quick fly around, and it would be impossible for me to show you everything in this video without doing like a 30-minute show of clearing out the POI itself. So we're just going to fly around and show you different hotspots for it. Show you it does have a big footprint above ground. You know, not only does it stretch super high, it also has a big footprint underground with a lot of stuff to explore, a lot of areas here to loot, things to do, places to see, tons of fun to have. This almost could be made into a challenge itself, and I'm actually going to do a I don't know why I said DM as opposed to dev. We're just gonna grab this real quick. I'm gonna wear it, turn on a light so now we can see a little bit better. I should have done that before, my apologies. But you see it has this cool little wooden boat in it. Like, just the amount of work that has been put into this POI over the years has just been insane. And it shows that they like what they've done, because they've made a freaking wooden boat here inside this POI. I love Captain and Mental having worked on this for so long. Like I said, this was one of the first ones we showed off on the channel for POIs. And it's just been so freaking cool to see everything that they've done. But there's the normal way in. You come through, you saw all this stuff back here that we were exploring. And there's just so much here you can have fun with. So many areas to go through. A little security office there. Just so much fun you can have with this place. And like I've shown you, it has a big footprint underground and a big footprint like above ground, where just the normal layout, but you see just running through here seems kind of barren. You're like, oh, where's all the fun stuff? All the fun stuff is up here. Tons of books, tons of bookshelves. I thought that was a real bear for a second. I was like, what? But tons of places to loot. There's tons of zombies to fight. The detail that they've put into actually designing the individual little stores and making them feel like individual stores as opposed to just rebrands of the exact same thing over and over and over again makes it really cool. And there is a lot here. Nice little phone area. You see the little center atrium here. There's just so much here. And we'll just take a slow pan around so you guys can see. As we keep going up. Another little slow pan. Come up. I like that the night owls who say knee. And if you couldn't tell, it's a little medieval eatery type thing where you look like you have a little what the hell's the word? Jousting. That's what I was thinking of. Sylvia's Secrets. I love this. I love the attention to detail. The way that they've built this POI is cool, and the going through it and clearing it, I have not been able to do it in a day. It has always taken me, and that's now if you set the game stage to, or set the daytime to like an hour or more, you could probably clear this in a day. I usually set it to 30 or 45 minutes, and it took me at least 2 days almost every single time to go through and clear this. And that's looting majority of everything, making sure all the zombies are dead and stuff like this. When I did, it was a tier 5 clear, fetch and clear. The fetch part didn't take very long, but the clear part took a long time, and the looting everything took forever. It actually ended up being a point to where I only looted crates like that, or any normal, like, what you would consider like a loot crate and stuff like that. It took a long time just going through, because of how big this POI is. But I had a lot of fun coming through it, and I believe you guys will as well, because they have made it extremely enjoyable. And you could even, it would be a monumental effort, but I would like to see someone turn this into a big ass base, a big ass horde base and stuff, because you've got more than enough room down there for multiple levels of hordes to funnel through, and you could live up here on the top. I think it would be really neat to see. But with that, folks, we are done for the week. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. If you liked the episode, go ahead and like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think. But have fun, take it easy, and we will see you next time.